Hi there. I'm going to start this series of geography videos about the San Francisco Bay Area. I operate within 75 miles anywhere from Saratoga, my office. And so I'm going to start speaking about the general geography, and then I'm going to take you through specific city videos so that you get ideas of the cities in the area. I'm Amol Heda with Keller Williams Bay Area Estates and author of Thriving Through Ownership. So let's start with the San Francisco Bay Area video. So the San Francisco Bay Area, or SFBA, that's how I'm going to call it, can be divided into 5 parts: the North Bay, the East Bay, the South Bay, the Peninsula, and San Francisco itself. The North Bay has the Marin County, the Sonoma County, Napa County, and Solano County. The East Bay has Contra Costa County and the Alameda County. The South Bay has the Santa Clara County. The peninsula is made up of 2 parts: the San Mateo County and San Francisco County, and the city itself. Let's go with a little history. When the colonists from Spain established the Presidio in San Francisco, they called it the San Francisco Mission Diocese, which means was named after the Saint Francis of Assisi. Because it was only a few miles from the city was later named San Francisco for Saint Francis in Spanish. Originally a Spanish mission, it was later conquered by United States. The San Francisco population actually increased during the gold rush in 1849. And that's the reason why we have the team named 49ers. The population just shot up from just 1,000 to 25,000. So like I said earlier, the San Francisco Bay Area is made up of 9 counties. To the west is the Pacific Ocean, and we have 9 counties abutting the bay, San Francisco Bay Area, the San Pablo Bay and San Francisco Bay. The Sacramento and the San Joaquin rivers come and merge into the San Pablo Bay, and which creates this whole Bay Area. Because all these counties touch the bay, we call this as the San Francisco Bay Area. It's a total 6,907 square miles. Population by counties. You're seeing that the population of Marin, Napa, Solano, Sonoma, all put together, is going to be about 1.3 million. The Contra Costa County itself is a 1.15. The Alameda County is 1.67. San Francisco itself is 874,000. San Mateo is 766,000, and Santa Clara is almost $2 million population. 1 million is the city of San Jose itself. So for a total population of 7.7 million people, the San Francisco Bay Area, if it was a country by itself, would rank 104th in population. Now let's understand the industry around the San Francisco Bay Area. So the North Bay is largely characterized by agriculture and wineries, except for the Marin County. The Marin County has a very hilly characteristic, and it is extremely close to the San Francisco city, So it's like a sleeper town, and because of the views that it offers, it is a largely a residential neighborhood of San Francisco. So at this point in time, as of 2022, you find some of the costliest mansions in the Marin County. Napa is famous for wineries. Even the Sonoma and Santa Rosa areas are also similar. Now, let's get to Oakland. Oakland is a port town, and because it's a port town, it receives all goods imported into California. Oakland Port is the only port in Northern California. The next port is in Seattle, and the south port is in LA. So it has a major import location for the Northern California. And because it's the port, the area around it, around Oakland and in the East Bay, is largely, it brings in transportation and tourism as business. Additionally, there is a lot of light manufacturing and assembly. So people just bring components, assemble them, and those are shipped out from there. Then we come down to the South Bay. The South Bay has become a high-tech hub. Computers invented, that is what we call a Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is largely situated in the South. Computers, anything related to silicon or circuits is here. Internet and all those things. Huge business here. Even the automobile sector has started taking root here. I mean, Tesla has born in Alameda because it's more manufacturing, and Lucid Motors also sits in Alameda County in Fremont itself again. The peninsula has the San Mateo County on the south, and San Mateo, by virtue of being very close to Palo Alto, Redwood City, being the hub for a lot of technology and biotech, like companies like Oracle, companies like Facebook, all come very close in this area. And so this is another hub for a lot of cutting edge technologies like AR, VR, and everything cutting edge. Social media has a lot of roots here. San Francisco itself is a financial district. Right from the gold rush, money flowed into this area, and San Francisco gives you a lot of that money and startup business that comes here. So, with this geography, let's walk into the incomes of the San Francisco Bay Area. So, you can see that the North Bay does not really contribute much. Total of 75-80 billion dollars between Marin, Napa, Solano, and Sonoma counties. But Contra Costa County itself, because of it being a light manufacturing and assembly area, $77 billion. It also boasts of some oil refineries. Alameda County has the port, Oakland Port, and so it's a transportation and tourism hub, and a lot of manufacturing happens here. So $121 billion. San Mateo is $124.4 billion because of intellectual property related developments or inventions. Santa Clara County has everything technology, social, manufacturing. So you see $340 billion in Santa Clara County. San Francisco is a startup and a financial hub, and so that's $174.6 billion. The total GDP of the San Francisco Bay Area is $925 billion. If San Francisco Bay Area was a country on its own, it would rank number 17 globally. Now, let's put this in perspective. If we divide the GDP of $974 billion by the population of 7.73 million, the per capita GDP will be $119,648. That would be the that will put San Francisco Bay Area at number one ranking in per capita GDP in the world. Median income by the counties. Now, any surprise that Sonoma, Napa, and Solano counties have lower GDP, 86, 92, and 84,000 respectively. Marin catches up because it's a residential community of San Francisco. Contra Costa is lower because it's manufacturing, light manufacturing and assembly. Alameda is slightly higher because it's got the Oakland port and has light manufacturing and assembly. It can boast of Tesla like companies. Santa Clara has a very high GDP of 133,076, and San Mateo is the highest because of it being a seat of innovation. San Francisco is the financial hub, and so it is 119,000. So some people really hate Bay Area, largely because of cost. They think that the cost of living is extremely high. The rents are high, the gas, healthcare, labor are all very high. Parts of San Francisco are shady and dirty neighborhoods. Lot of homeless is another complaint people have. San Francisco Bay Area, because it has a very high density of jobs, has very high commute times. And those who don't like commute or hate commute, they do not want to move to the San Francisco Bay Area. And lastly, just related to cost, the first issue, housing prices keep rising, and housing is very expensive in the Bay Area. Yet we have net in-migration or immigration to the Bay Area. Because the per capita income of San Francisco Bay Area is very high, but the cost is also very high. So the cost of living is 5,000, and if you looked at the previous slides, the per month per capita income is about $11,000. So the savings potential is about $6,000. So people move in for great education here. That's one. And people after graduating from other schools, because of the high paying jobs, they tend to move to the San Francisco Bay Area for the higher incomes and higher saving potential. They pay higher for high quality of living. It becomes difficult to exit once the higher quality of living, and then fewer people move out. So the Bay Area lifestyle. Yes, you might think, oh, Bay Area is high tech, must be having some very fast cars, flying cars and ships. No, none of that kind. Very good though for young professionals because the job market is very good and they make very good money. Not only that, Bay Area is extremely beautiful, has a very low unemployment rate, and has abundant jobs. Bay Area brings about the most transforming tech to the world. San Francisco Bay Area offers a lot of transportation options. So like when you say Bay Area, not just that it's abutting the bay, there is a complete train line surrounding the entire Bay Area per se. Not just that, the freeways and parallel freeways also offer a lot of driving and commuter options. San Francisco is a air conditioned city. That is what uh, everybody outside the country knows. Due to the weather, there is a lot of the parks, the trails, the mountains, the bay, everything is very enjoyable. And because of an awesome weather, it allows people to enjoy all that. It makes for a very rich experience living in the Bay Area. For the traveler or even for the Bay Area resident, there are a ton of attractions like the San Francisco. San Francisco has Golden Gate Bridge, Fisherman's Wharf, variety of food. Lake Tahoe is around, the ocean beaches are around, uh, amusement parks, trails, and a lot of shopping experience. So it gives a very rich lifestyle. San Francisco Bay Area is the oldest, almost after LA, on the west side of California. And so we have universities like Stanford, UC Berkeley, San Francisco State University, Santa Clara, and San Jose State. Since the area has highly educated class, the general schooling and educational standards are very high. Even though San Francisco Bay Area has lower government funding, it still maintains a very high standard. Diversity makes educational experience even richer. San Francisco Bay Area industry. The San Francisco Bay Area is a home to agriculture and fishing due to fertile land and access to the ocean since old days. Great orchards used to be a thing around the Bay Area. Oakland has become a very busy port and gives Bay Area access to raw material, and hence this has become a transportation and industrial hub. Because of the highly educated people calling it home and the existence of universities, we have seen a proliferation of high tech, biotech innovation, and even a lot of manufacturing activities. In fact, a lot of new industries have been originated here, like social media, like self driving, auto technology. They're all coming here. Since San Francisco is a hub of financial activity since the gold rush, it remains that way because of the startup uh, businesses that keep coming here. So, like I said, San Francisco Bay Area has a lot of accessible trails like the Rancho San Antonio, Muir Woods, Mission Peak, Bayland Parks, Mount Diablo, and the bay itself, and Shoreline Boulevard, and whatnot. Here is a trail map for those that love nature and love to go outside. With the great weather that San Francisco offers, these trails, the complete chain of trails, really helps get outside. Beaches, bay, and lake. The San Francisco Bay reaches all counties, and we have lakes everywhere. You have the choice of water activities like the Annabelle Lake, Lake Chabo area, Lake Anza, Lake Merced, Shoreline Park, beaches like Ocean and Pacifica. These recreation areas have walking, biking trails, and a lot of accessible areas for activities for all. Parks and attractions. There are many theme parks and other significant landmarks in San Francisco Bay Area. Golden Gate Park, Alcatraz Island, Six Flags, Great America. A lot of shopping is another attraction of the Bay Area. A lot of Westfield Valley malls in San Francisco and in each of the counties are there. Livermore has a very good uh, upscale goods mall. Great Mall is another huge mall for shopping around the South Bay. Gilroy has a massive outlet mall, not to mention the Fairfield Outlet Mall also. And Santana Row is a very upscale eating place and a shopping mall with live music and a lot of activities going there. What attracts everybody to the San Francisco Bay Area is that this is an air conditioned city with a lot of amenities to enjoy. Because of this, people get attracted to live here. Talented people get attracted. They come here because of the booming innovation and technology. It is a seat for premier education and learning. It is diverse with culture and cuisines, great food from across the world. You can go from surf to snow in less than 4 hours. That's the beauty of the Bay Area. Do you like this? Thank you for watching. Do click on the link below and you can get an email of prominent industries and educational institutions in the Bay Area. Do like, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button, which will alert you each week for every new video that I do. Bye.